My pace here, can we? Okay, hi.
Hi.
How's it going? Great.
Is this your first Comic-Con?
Yes,
How are you liking it so far?
it's amazing. Yeah, this is my welcome, so it's great.
Have you gone to the show floor yet?
No, I have to. Yeah, after all of this, I will.
So what can you tell us about the project?
Yeah, so my name is Lyons. I am the executive director of Space for Humanity. And Space for Humanity is a nonprofit organization which sponsors leaders from all over the world to go to space so they can come back down and use that experience for greater change in their communities. And the interesting thing that I'll share about behind our why is that there is a documented cognitive shift that happens to astronauts when astronauts go to space and they look at our planet from the outside. And they see it in the interconnectedness and the beauty and the fragility of this gorgeous jewel in the infinite universe. Astronauts come back down completely changed from that experience, oftentimes with a desire to do something with that perspective. So we want to give that perspective to as many people as possible, hence our program.
I guess how far are you from implementing that to, I guess, the common person?
So right now we take applications on our website. So we've had more than 10,000 people apply to our program since our founding from more than 150 countries and nations. So far from that pool, we've selected 2 people that have gone to space already. We're in the middle of selection for what's next that I can't share. So yeah, we're doing it right now. None of these people would have had the opportunity otherwise, and each of them are from countries that have never been represented in spaceflight, or they're representing new populations. So in that way, we are making it available to the common person, and of course, right now it is a really unique and special experience, and so it's important to us to select people that can really take advantage of it too.
What's the criteria, and is there sort of like a conditioning that they have to go through before they go up to space?
Yeah, so we are looking for people who are leaders in their communities. It doesn't mean that they necessarily have like a CEO or president title, but it does mean that they care about their community. They care about development of their community, and they're passion-oriented people. They want to create change in a positive way, and it really doesn't matter what that change is. It could be addressing poverty. It could be addressing space education. It could be addressing gender equality. But we want people who are going to use this experience as a way to facilitate greater change in their communities.
Have the two, sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
Have the 2 people who came back, have they started doing that?
Oh yeah. Both of the people that we sent to space have come back down and accomplished incredible things. It's like my life's honor to be able to cheer them on and see what they're doing and celebrate their accomplishments. Some highlights would be doing a school and hospital education tour in Africa, meeting with the Mexican president, meeting with the Mexican Congress, gracing magazine covers, a number of magazine covers, including being Glamour Woman of the Year for STEM in Mexico, beginning foundations, working to help children go into space and science fields. They are creating incredible impact much beyond their communities, and it is incredible to watch.
You talk about that cognitive shift. How much research went into coming up with that data and coming up with that determination to kind of make that part of what this project is?
Yeah, so great question, thank you. So the term overview effect was coined by Frank White, who was a philosopher and just amazing leader in space. He came up with the term when he was on an airplane ride, looking out, and had sort of like an awakening moment. And since then, that was like, I think 30 years ago now, there's been a lot of studies around it. And we've actually worked with researchers out of Johns Hopkins that have studied the experience. There are research papers about it from psychology department I believe it's out of Johns Hopkins, and then there's a few different research papers on it. The list is growing, and psychologically, one researcher that we worked with, his name's David Yaden. He studied a number of astronauts and has seen like a measurable difference in what's going on with them psychologically. And he said that the biggest emotion behind this experience is this feeling of awe. And so feelings of awe actually help people expand their perspectives and feel interconnected with humanity. And so it cites back awe as being like the leading emotion behind this experience. Yeah.
Have you gone to space?
No, I
Do
have
you
not.
want to? Yeah.
So my story is that I never really cared about space when I was a kid.
Really?
No, never. Just I like memorized and regurgitated information in science class and never thought about it as a real thing. And then when I was 19, I watched Neil deGrasse Tyson's Cosmos, where he shows the scale of the universe in space and in time, and for me it was like an awakening experience, and my life was never the same after that. And so for me that was like my own overview effect when I realized like everybody needs to understand how miraculous it is that we're here, that we live on this planet. And so that's what I credit to my overview experience, though no, I have not been to space, and I'm confident I'll go at some point in the future. Yeah.
When you bring a name like William Shatner into the mix, how many more eyes or ears or whatever has that brought to your organization? Because when you attach a name like that to a project like this, that has to awaken some people up a little bit.
Totally, yeah. William Shatner is definitely a leader in sharing this perspective. There was an Apollo astronaut who went and he came back down and he said we should have sent poets, because we should have sent someone who could like digest and share this experience in a powerful way. And William Shatner is that person. So for me, watching his music video, watching his film, hearing from him live about what this experience was has been so incredible. It's like a dream come true. And so watching him do this and then also having 25% of the proceeds go to Space for Humanity has also been a dream come true. It's like, I couldn't have come up with this myself. We're pinching ourselves over here. Yeah.
How did the partnership start with Blue Origin?
So, with all of the flight providers, we've just been slowly building relationships since our founding in 2017. We're lucky to have a really amazing and accomplished board of directors and board of advisors that are eager to sort of like put us in the right places, talk to the right people. And all of the flight provider relationships have been a slow build. When we were founded in 2017, no one was flying. We had hopes that they would be flying by the end of the year, but soon the end of the year came and no one was flying still. And so we just kept building the relationships, checking in quarterly until eventually came the time. And so Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, Worldview, Space Perspective, among others, have all been incredibly supportive of our mission and really eager to work together, and we're so grateful for their support and for the opportunities that have come through the relationships that we've built. Yeah.
Did you manage to talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson about this?
No, a friend gave me his email like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I sent him an email. He never responded, but if he's watching this, Neil, thank you.
Well, maybe after this he will reach out.
Yeah, maybe after this, yes.
Well, how long does it take obviously it costs a lot of money to send people to space. So in regards to that, how frequently do you guys, in a perfect world, want to send people up to space? And is it a possibility?
Yeah, so right now it is dependent on the availability of the flight providers, which has been a slow and steady build. I'll say it's been really exciting for us, just cheering them on and sending people when they're ready. Longer term, as the flights become more and more affordable and more happening more and more often, we hope to send a lot more people. We want to send full crews of people all going together on a capsule or on a spaceship, having this experience together, and we'd love to be able to do that multiple times a year. So right now we mostly are just selecting a single person at a time, because that's what's possible for us at the moment. And in the future, the next step will be full cohorts or full crews, which we're super excited about because it's such a bonding experience for people. Yeah.
Yep. So because they are obviously going to have to go through training and things like that, do they get to train with the others that they're actually going up with? Because like you said, there's only one person going up, as opposed to if you had all these people working together and then going up in one capsule or a ship. So do they get to have an extended period of time to bond with the crew that they're going with? Or is it something where you meet them and a week they go kind of thing?
Yeah, so I can't speak on behalf of the flight providers of like how, because I think that the way that they're doing it is evolving, and they're learning quickly, and they're shifting and making it work in new ways. But for us, we have our own training program where we train people and prepare them for the experience. We do media training, of course, but then we also do like mind preparation to really be able to take in this experience. We do preparation for what their message is and how they want to share it. And so that's something that we hope to do in full cohorts in the future. And then with the flight providers, what I know of the one that we've flown with, as well as ones that we'll be flying with in the future, is that they have at least a few days on site prior to the space flight where they're training with the full crew. So that's like technical training, safety training, plus whatever else that flight provider is giving to them. And then after that, after they fly, after they have that experience, I've heard different commercial astronauts say that there's this thing called crew glue. Like our founder Dylan Taylor says, crew glue is a real thing. It's like when you have this experience all together, even if you didn't talk to someone in it, you're having this intense, life-changing experience together with a crew of 4 or 6 people. So no matter what, you're going to come back down feeling really bonded. And I've heard of previous astronauts who have bought tickets and flown, that they still have active group chats a year later with the people that they flew with. And all supporting each other is also really important, because they're having an experience that less than 700 people have ever experienced. And so being able to talk to people who can relate is really important.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
So cool.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Can you kind of talk about what goes into the mind training?
Yeah. So let me think for a second here. Okay, so I'll share a little bit more about the training itself, which is obviously spaceflight is a really transformative experience, and there's a model that is used with transformative experiences in general. Actually it's used like in there's different transformative experiences, like for example, like the therapeutic use of psychedelics is actually something that we're really inspired by, because that is a singular transformative experience that someone comes out of never the same. People need to prepare for that to help get themselves ready. They go and they have this experience, and then they need to integrate afterwards. So it's like, hey, you just had this mind-opening experience. Now, how are you going to let it change you? Like, how are you going to be different? You don't want to just come back and be the same person. And so we're actually learning a lot from those models and using that a lot in our program as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, wait, do